Welcome to Financial and Managerial Accounting with Professor Boylan. I'm Carrie Lewick from the Office of Professional and Distance Education. This course is part of our distance education program where students from around the world earn Rensselaer degrees and certificates through distance technology. We have students joining us from Con Ed, Ford, Northern Virginia, General Dynamics, GE, GM, IBM, Lockheed Martin, Pitney Bowes, UTC, and individual students. I would like to remind the on-campus students to speak clearly and loudly for our mics to pick up your voices. Your comments and questions add to the discussion that the distance students would like to hear. Also, distance students, your comments are equally important, so feel free to call into the classroom or speak up on the video conferencing. Since this course is being videotaped, a copy will be placed on reserve in the library. On-campus students, please feel free to use this service if you need to make up a lecture or if you'd like to review a lecture. Rensselaer finds this an exciting way to bring quality education to working professionals. The Office of Professional and Distance Education will work with you throughout your educational career. If you have any questions, please call your point of contact. We wish you a successful semester, and now I'll turn the class over to Professor Boylan.
Got it covered. We're okay. Welcome to accounting. Let me reiterate a couple things that you just heard. One is that we have students that are taking this class in a number of different venues. We have about 30 people in class right here. But if you look at the screen behind you, you see people who are taking this class live from Sikorsky. Now, they are seeing us two-way video. I can see them, they can see me. But the way the technology works is, unless they speak, which I'm about to ask somebody to do right away, will someone at Sikorsky please say something? Sikorsky, please say something. The technology works great. The management of the course sometimes leaves a little bit to be desired. And the way the technology works is if they speak, they will come in and they will actually be able to talk to me. And we'll be doing that many times, many times per class, hopefully, but certainly many times during the semester. So what we have is a situation where people are viewing this class, some two-way live, which you're seeing, which obviously doesn't work very well. The second way people are seeing is they see one-way live video. They see me, but I can't see them. However, they can call in to me, and the people in the back will let me know when they have questions. Right? The third way is we tape this thing and we send it out. Ford and GM in particular, they do everything by tape delay. So they don't get to ask questions live. They pelt me and the TAs with questions after the class. They have it. We deliver it. We send the tape to various sites of GM, various sites for Ford. Then they view the tapes and they ask questions, things like that. Now the last way we do this, and this is important for you, right, is the fact that we're going to be video streaming this class as well. Now what that means is that should you miss a class, which I recommend, given there's N seats and there's N plus 5 people in this classroom, right, that what that means is that you will be able to view this class basically 24/7. All you do is log on to the website and then you can view this class through video streaming. Now it's not going to be delivered live. In the past, we've delivered these things live. This time, we're not delivering it live, but, I guess about a day or so after we have delivered this class, so say we deliver it on Monday, from Tuesday on, you'll be able to see this class, at home on your computer over the wire. Any questions about that? Hello, Sikorsky. Let's check out how this technology works. Will someone sign in, please? Okay, who's in charge out there?
It's Sikorsky.
We can hear you. Who's speaking?
This is John Kazor.
John, welcome to the class. How many students are taking it there?
5.
That's what it looks like. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you for speaking up. So anyway, that's how this works. And what we're going to find is it's a little bit frustrating because there's a little delay, but we're going to try hard to get people, for instance, people in this course. Again, there are, I think, 5 or 6 other sites. We'll try to get them involved. Okay. Let's first introduce a couple of TAs. We have 2 TAs for this class. And the first one I'll introduce is Stacy. Come on up here, Stacy, just so everyone can see you. This is your a few minutes in the sun. Now, Stacy is going to write down her email address, which is going to be viewed on the screen very shortly. And the best way to contact us, we're going to have office hours. Each one of us is going to have office hours. There's 3 of us altogether. But probably the best way to communicate is going to be over email. And
What?
too big. We're goofing on people. This is her first try, so we have to make fun of her a little bit. Never been on TV before, she told me. And I said, aha, have I got a pleasant experience for you. Okay, Stacy, pronounce your last name for us.
Watazik.
Okay, Stacy Watazik has been an accounting student of mine for about 3 years now. Is a phenomenal accountant. She's going to be a big help to anyone here who needs to learn accounting. Anything you want to say in particular?
Not really. I'm still trying to nail down when I can have office hours because right now I haven't nailed down my own schedule. So once I do that, if Bob gives me an email list, I'll send that out or let him announce it next class.
Okay, thank you. Sanjay, same deal. If you would come in, introduce yourself, say a little bit about who you are maybe, and then write down your email address. Again, this is mostly so everyone gets to see you in action.
Sure.
It's awful quiet. Maybe you should be talking as you're writing.
Just 2 minutes. Okay. My name is Sanjeev Bhardwaj, and I'm a first-year MBA student. And my office hours are from 4 till 6 p.m. on Wednesday. So you're free to come down and ask questions. Okay.
Now Sanjeev is a real unique property of the School of Management. He already has a PhD. So he has a very strong technology background and very good quantitative skills. Now, where will these students be having their office hours? And they'll each be working out of my office, which is a Pittsburgh building, room 1118. They have me stuck down in the basement in the mole hole, basically, is where I am. Now, what's the telephone number for the TAs? The telephone number for the TAs is what? It's 276-3190. So during the office hours, and Sanjay's office hours are going to be Wednesday from 4 to 6, you can contact him at that telephone number right there. Any questions about that? And the same thing when Stacy's working, right? When Stacy's working, you can contact her either at her email address, which she wrote right here, or at the 3190 number when she is having office hours. Questions so far? Now, everybody should already have, and you guys are free to leave. Thank you very much. Everybody should already have a syllabus and problem set number 1, or not problem set, notes number 1. Now, the way this course is going to work is that my expectation is that you will need to bring my copy of the notes to class every day. Now, today I handed them out. This is the last time I'm going to do that. From now on, you're going to have to go to our website and download a copy of the notes. And what you're going to find at the website is there's a lot more material. Some of it's being put on as we speak. Some of it's already there. Now, again, what you're going to need to bring to class, and you'll see what I mean as we go on with today's class, is you will need to have the notes. So, the first thing you want to do is go back and download notes for chapters 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you can get your hands on. I think we have the first half of the class, all the notes for the first half of the class are already on the website. And we'll talk about where to find it in a couple minutes. Now, what I thought we'd do is we'd talk a little bit about what's on the syllabus. So if you have the syllabus, you might want to follow along with me. Do me a favor, would you close that door? Course materials. The primary course material I think you're going to find are the notes that I have prepared for you, which are going to be free to you. And what I've prepared is a separate set of problem sets, which again are all going to be available on the website. So that really is the heart of the course. Now the things you have to purchase are the textbook. Now the textbook is very important for people who do not have a strong business or accounting background, which is most of you. So this gives you a lot of background material. The second thing that you need that is in honesty a little bit optional is I provided or tried to make available the solutions manual which are the answers to the questions in the textbook. And as you'll see, I assign a lot of questions. My opinion is the way to learn accounting is through problem solving. And so I assign a lot of problems from the book, and I also have these problem sets made up. And so my advice to you is to treat this course as a problem-solving kind of orientation, that you don't want to think about it as a liberal arts course. It's not a sit back and think about accounting kind of course. It's a kind of engineering-related kind of course where the best way to learn is to work through the problems and use the terminology and understand what we're talking about. In addition, the solutions manuals, I made them mandatory on the syllabus and on the as far as the textbook vendors are concerned. However, to be honest with you, it's not really mandatory. And the reason we do that is because firms will not reimburse their employees unless it's mandatory for the course. So I make everything mandatory, but then before you go and buy it, I tell you, if your firm is not reimbursing you for this, don't buy it. Okay, so that's my advice to you. If you can get reimbursed for the solutions manual, buy it. If you cannot get reimbursed for it, then don't buy it. The last thing is that near the end of the course, we're going to be doing some case analysis. And we have 4 cases that are Harvard Business School cases that come in a packet that I'd like you to buy. So the 2 things I'd like you to buy at a minimum are the textbook, unless you have a pretty good background in business and a pretty good background in accounting, and the course pack of cases from Harvard Business School. Now, in addition to that, if you can and get reimbursed for it, it makes sense to buy the solutions manuals. In addition to that, the freebies, which is where you're going to probably spend most of your time, are going to be the notes you're going to download and the problem sets you're going to download. Any questions about the materials?
Yeah, are the cases available at the bookstore right now?
Should be.
They haven't come in. They're not there.
No. We're trying. Yeah, I thought they were, and I apologize. I didn't check that. Any other questions I can't answer?
Professor, you follow the notes and we got to go through the textbook to get the internal or any concepts now, right? Like any of the theoretical concepts we got to go through the textbook. Or you follow your notes that is there on the web and that's...
I will only test you on what we do in class.
Okay.
First of all. And what we will do in class comes directly from the notes. Now, if what we're doing in class doesn't make sense to you, then it becomes time that you need to do some background reading. So my opinion about how you should spend your time is, and I'm probably the only professor who will ever tell you this, don't read the textbook. Okay? So my advice to you is don't read the textbook unless you have to. So you come to class, if you understood what we did in class, go to the questions in the back of the chapters of the textbook. If you can answer those questions, don't read the textbook. If we did something in class and the terminology just doesn't make sense to you, now maybe you should backtrack and fill in some of those blanks by reading the textbook. So, I mean, hopefully that answers your question. This is not, to me, I'd rather you spent your time on problem solving because I think I can explain to you what's going on in accounting. But only you can understand how to use it by doing the problem solving. So my prejudice is that it's much easier for you to listen to me than it is to read a textbook. And from there, you take it and use it. Questions? Grading. What we have are 3 opportunities. So I'm on the next page. And the 3 opportunities are a midterm and a final. And we need to discuss when we're going to have the midterm. The final is going to be held during final exam week. So, you know, if you have scheduling problems or you have travel that's coming up, you should be aware that the final exam is going to be given without doubt during final exam week, which is more or less the week after classes end, give or take a day or 2. And the midterm exam is going to be either the week prior to spring break or the week after spring break, and we can negotiate that as we go along. I'd like to get that nailed down by the next class. Now, incidentally, when is the next class? Is it next Monday? No. So Monday a week from today is the day off. So our next class is 2 weeks from now. So you come to class next Monday, you get an F in the course. So back to the grading. We have 2 major grading opportunities, which is the midterm and the final, and there are 2 projects. And the first project is an Excel-based modeling project. It's a situation where you're forecasting financial statements, income statement and balance sheet for 5 years. The second project is a project where you are analyzing a case. So one of those 4 cases that we have listed there, we'll analyze 3 of them in class, plus a few other cases along the way. And then you will have the opportunity to analyze 1 case on your own. Now, the percents that I give you on this thing, which is that the midterm will be 35%, the projects will be each 10%, and the final is 45%. To be honest with you, I don't stick to those percents. And what I do is if someone does relatively poorly in the midterm but does relatively better in the final, then I make the midterm worth 10 or 15% and the final worth more. Conversely, if someone does very well in the midterm but then is sick for the final and does poorly in the final, I change the weights to give you the benefit of the doubt. Similarly, if you do average in the exams but you do sterling papers, that counts for more than 20%. I mean, I'm looking for a way to make sure you communicate to me that you understand accounting.